Hi Z, how are you? All right, you guys, we've got about 3 minutes before we get started today. All right, so who do we have signed in? 1, 2, 3, 6 folks. All right. So we're waiting on 2 more people to join in. You see so many people I know on here. Hi, you guys. So the plan for today, you guys, is to do, I always like in a midday flow to do sort of a little bit of everything, sort of working through the whole body. So instead of having necessarily a peak pose per se, we're going to target all the major muscle groups. And that having been said, you always will have the choice to up level in any way you may want or to dial back if that sounds like a better alternative for you. So as far as props go, I always recommend having blocks handy. I know in our own homes, we may or may not all have access to blocks, but all you're really looking for is something that you can bring underneath your hand at some point in time to make the earth rise a little closer to meet you. So blocks are super helpful, but you can use literally any other object you have around your house as a stand-in for a block. Somebody sent me a picture after one of my classes a couple weeks ago that they'd used packages of toilet paper under their hands as their blocks, and I thought that was pretty clever. Hi, Stephanie. All right, so how are we doing? I think everybody's here, and we've got less than a minute until we begin. All right, you guys, well, we are going to go ahead and get started. So welcome. Thank you guys all for signing in, for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon for our 1 p.m. flow. If you just joined in the last couple minutes, as far as props go, you can have them handy if you like them, but if you don't have them handy, it shouldn't hold you back in any way. We're going to do just a well-rounded full body flow today, building in intensity as we go on and dialing down at the tail end there. I included the link to my Spotify playlist in the email invite for this class. So if you are choosing to follow along, I will tell you when to start. It'll be just here in a couple minutes once we're settled into our first pose. So we will begin today in a child's pose. So you can take your knees wide out to the edges of your mat with your big toes kissing behind you, letting your upper body melt down between your thighs. Or if that particular variation doesn't feel right in your hips this early on, you can bring your thighs together and let your upper body spill forward on top of your thighs. And that's the same pose, just a slightly less intrusive variation for the hip joint. And once you have settled into your child's pose, can you actively draw your sits bones back towards your heels? Feel your low spine lengthen. And then reach your fingertips a little bit further forward. Find the extension of your arm. And then feel your shoulder blades as they actively plug down your back. So there's a long reach here, but you're still maintaining the length of your neck. If you are choosing to follow along with today's playlist, you can go ahead and hit play on that bad boy now. I would recommend to make sure that your playlist is not on shuffle because that will make it a little bit more cohesive. And then as you're settling further into this child's pose, can you close your eyelids? Can you take a swallow here and then release your tongue away from the roof of your mouth? Feel a softening in your jaw. And with the softening of your jaw and your face, can you feel your airway begin to open up a little bit more fully, allowing your breath to be nice and deep, taking those inhales through your nose all the way down to the bottom of your lungs, and sending those breaths right back up that same pathway through your nose, finding a little bit of warmth with that exhale. All together, take a slow inhale through your nose. Feel the ribs of your back lift, your rib cage expand. Open mouth, exhale, sigh that breath out. Feel the vibration at the back of your throat. Feel the warmth of that breath as it hits your mat. In through the nose, nice, slow, steady, expansive inhale. And a big resounding open mouth exhale, let it go. One more breath just like that. In through the nose, taking in as much air as you possibly can. Hold at the top of this inhale. Feel your ribcage at its most expansive. Take in one more little sip of air. Open mouth, let it go. Feel your abdomen draw in towards your spine as you expel as much air as you can from those lungs. From here, seal your lips. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Keep your lips sealed. Exhale through your nose. Slow and steady, start to make your way up to all fours, coming into your tabletop. Shoulders stacked directly over your wrists, hips over your knees. And then spread your fingers really wide here. Press actively down into your fingerprints. Gently start to trace big circles around your hands with your shoulders, trying to warm up the wrist joints themselves. After you've made a few circles big in one direction, swap directions, start to make those big circles the other way. Again, just noticing how the distribution of your weight shifts to the surface of your palm and gives your wrist the opportunity to find a little bit of warmth. And then find your way to stillness, shoulders stack once more over wrists. Start to rotate your fingertips outward towards the right and left sides of your mat. Heels of your hands face in towards each other. And then find a rock through your shoulders right to left. Again, just warming up the wrist, maybe in a slightly different sense here. Finding your stillness, rotate your fingers even further until they turn all the way back to face your knees. And if coming all the way back to the knees is not your jelly jam, don't force it, go as far as you can. Keep the heels of your hands grounded, press into your fingerprints, and then gently start to shift your shoulders forward and backward, getting that juicy stretch through the front side of both forearms. Taking about 3 to 5 of these back and forth rocks. Finding your way back to stillness. Return your fingertips to face the top edge of your mat, and then keep them spinning inward until your fingertips face one another. From here, flip your hands over like pancakes. So the backs of your hands are on your mat and your palms face the ceiling. Press firmly into all 10 of your fingerprints. Inhale, lower your chest towards your hands. Let your elbows splay outward. Exhale, straighten your elbows. Press into the backs of your hands and then squeeze your hands into fists. Hold for a round of breath with these not so strong fists, squeezing them as tight as you can. Inhale, open your hands wide, press through your fingernails, lower your chest towards your palms, elbows splay out. Exhale, press the earth away, straighten your elbows, squeeze your hands into fists and hold. Take a breath in and a breath out. One more time, inhale, open your hands, lower your heart towards your palms. Exhale, press the ground away, straighten your elbows, squeeze those fists as tight as you can. Can you squeeze them just a little bit tighter? Imagine you had to take these fists to a fight. Can you make them strong? Hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Have a seat back on your heels. Just give your hands a little shake out. We all know yogis don't fight anyway, so it's okay if those fists aren't super strong. And then make your way back onto all fours. Find your tabletop. Once again, fingertips face the top of your mat. Spread your fingers wide. Feel yourself rooting into the earth through your base knuckles. Cow pose. Inhale, soften your belly, lift your gaze, arch your low back. Exhale, cat, round your spine, chin to chest, tuck your tailbone. Inhale, cow pose, belly softens, open the heart, look up. Exhale, cat, chin to chest, belly to spine, open your shoulder blades wide. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Come back to your neutral tabletop. Keep your right hand planted. Inhale, left fingertips sweep up to the sky. Look high to your left thumb. Exhale, glide that left arm under your chest all the way through until you land on your left shoulder and ear. Take a second to make sure your body weight is even across both of your knees. And then start to wrap your right hand around your low back. So we're working bilaterally into both of the shoulders here. You are welcome to hang out just as you are in this space. If you would like to start challenging your core early on, maybe you float your right heel up and back, letting your right foot elevate off of the ground. Take 2 more breaths wherever you are. If your right knee is floating, gently lower it back down to the ground. Release your bind, right palm comes to your mat. Inhale, left fingertips up and overhead. Unwind your spine, look up high. Exhale, swim that left hand forward, pause there. Turn your thumb to face the ceiling, kick your right leg back behind you. Try to level out your hips, flex your right ankle, take a big breath in. Elbow to knee, exhale, round your spine, tuck in through center. Inhale, take that long body stretch, hand reaches away from foot. Exhale, elbow to knee, round your spine, draw your belly in. Inhale, stretch long. Last time, elbow to knee, exhale, and tuck. Inhale, come back to that nice long stretch. Tabletop exhale, palm and knee return to the earth. Cow pose, breathe in, soften your belly, look up high. Exhale, cat, round your back, chin to chest. Draw back to neutral. This time, left hand stays down, right hand up into the sky. Inhale, look up. Exhale, thread that right arm under your chest, coming all the way down now to your right ear and shoulder. Take 1 more second here. Make sure that your weight is squared off over your knees. And then wrap your left arm around your low back. Try to find that opening through the front side of your left shoulder. Once again, you have the choice to stay put here, or maybe you shift your weight towards your right knee as you let your left heel extend up and back behind you. Wherever you are, take 2 more breaths. If your left knee is floating, gently bring it back down to land. Release your bind, left hand to the ground. Inhale, right fingertips sweep up and overhead. Look to your thumb again. Exhale, swim that right hand forward. Stop there. Left heel extends back behind you. Pause for a sec. Make sure your hips are squared. Left ankle is flexed. Big breath in. Elbow to knee, exhale, round your spine and tuck. Inhale, take it nice and long. Find that stretch. Exhale, elbow to knee, second time, tuck in. Inhale to stretch. Exhale, elbow to knee, round your spine. Come back to that stretch, big inhale. Tabletop exhale, hand and knee to the earth. 1 more cow and cat. Inhale, soften your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. Come back to your neutral tabletop. Tuck all 10 toes under, inhale. Exhale, float your knees just above the ground. Find your turbo tabletop. In this turbo tabletop, feel the strength of your foundation. Palms press down as your shoulder blades open wide across your upper back. Can you hug your belly in and imagine you could shorten the distance from your pelvis to your rib cage? Feel that ignited energy between your inner thighs. Hold and breathe for another 3, 2. Downward facing dog on 1. Send your hips up and back. Since this is our first down dog, take a second here. Create any little movement or wiggles in your body that call to you. Pedal out your feet to stretch to the backs of your calves. Sway your hips to find a stretch in the side body. And then relax into your neck by giving your head a little shake, no, and a big old nod, yes. And then gently soften into your stillness. Take a big breath in, lift high up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, press your heels down towards the back edge of your mat. Go again, inhale, lift up to your tiptoes. Exhale, press your heels down and back. 1 more time, inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, press them back. Come back up to your tippy toes. This time, bend your knees and take itty-bitty steps forward all the way to your hands. Find your ragdoll pose at the top of your mat. Bend your knees a lot. Let your chest and your belly melt down over your thighs. Head hangs heavy. And then grab hold of opposite elbows here. Let your biceps frame your face. Give yourself a few breaths here to find any little movements that feel good. Maybe you sway like a pendulum. Maybe you bob up and down. And for this last moment here, can you start to shift a little bit more of your body weight forward towards the balls of your feet as your heels get a little lighter and the stretch to the backs of your legs gets a little bit deeper. Last breath in. Exhale, gently release your hands towards the earth. Toe heel your feet together. Perhaps your big toes come all the way to touch. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen your spine. Crown pulls away from tailbone. Exhale, forward fold, let everything go. Inhale, rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Stand tall, reach tall, hold here. Tuck your tailbone down, feel your belly hug in, pubic bone lift towards your sternum, and then drop your shoulders down your back. Take a breath in, lifting up from the back of your heart. Forward fold, exhale, hinge at your hips, melt down, keep a long spine. Halfway lift, inhale to lengthen. High plank, exhale, palms down, feet back, pause. Just like in that turbo tabletop, can you press into your palms, feel your shoulder blades open, hug your belly in tight, feel the distance shortening from pelvis to rib cage. Inhale to rock forward. Exhale, come all the way down to the ground, wrap your upper arms in tight to your rib cage as you slowly lower with control. Once your belly makes contact with your mat, zip your legs tight, press through the tops of your feet. Low cobra, inhale, elevate your chest off the ground. Feel the strength of your spine as it does this lift. Can you pick your palms up and float them away from the ground? Keep pressing through your feet. Inhale, lift your chest 0.5 centimeter more. Gently surrender your forehead to the earth. Toes tuck under, inhale, high plank, press the ground away. Downward facing dog, exhale, hips to the sky. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Forward fold, step or walk to the top of your mat. Let your head be heavy. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale and release. Inhale, rise, Urdhva Hastasana, stand all the way up, reach to the ceiling overhead. Exhale, forward fold, come right back down over your legs. Halfway lift, inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, hands down, feet back, lower halfway as you bend the elbows, squeeze them into your ribs. Upward facing dog, inhale, roll to the tops of your feet, lift your heart, hold. Right here, press down through the shoelace sides of your feet, feel your knees lift. Draw your shoulder blades down into your back pockets, hug your belly in strong. Take one more inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale, we'll do that sun A one more time. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Feet to hands, forward fold, top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold and release. Inhale, rise, Urdhva Hastasana, stand tall, reach tall. Forward fold, exhale, lead with your heart, melt down. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Chaturanga Dandasana, feet back, lower halfway to the earth. Upward dog, inhale, lift your heart through your shoulders. Downward facing dog, exhale, hips rise, stay here, take a slow breath in. And a slower breath out. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Feet to hands, tops of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Chair pose, Utkatasana, sit low, reach high. Hold for a moment here. Scoop your tailbone under towards the bend of your knees. And then as you draw your belly in, can you feel your hips sink a little deeper? Your heart lift a little higher. Slow breath in. Exhale, sit back further. Big breath in. Exhale, sink. One more just like that. Fill up. Exhale, sink. Feel how strong your thighs are right here. Take one last breath in. Fold, exhale, and release. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold, step your left toes back. Lower your left knee down. Low crescent lunge, inhale, sweep your hands up into the sky. We'll hold this low crescent for a few breaths. Take a second here. Actively tuck your tailbone down. Feel your heart lift. You're lengthening through the low back. And then gently let gravity drop your hips a couple inches lower so you're finding more stretch through the left hip flexors than you might normally. Keep your legs strong to protect your hip joints, your belly strong to protect your low back. Take one more breath as your hips sink deep. As you exhale, swim your hands back down to frame your right foot, tuck your back toes, lift your knee. Forward fold, left foot steps to meet right at the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, release. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Inhale, sit low, reach high. Exhale, squeeze through your thighs, sit lower. Big breath in. Forward fold, exhale and release. Halfway lift, lengthen, fill up. Fold, exhale, right foot steps back, right knee lowers. Low crescent, inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky. Once again, pause for a second here. Find the length of your low back, the engagement of your belly, and then maintaining those 2 points of stability, can you let your hips sink a little bit deeper into this stretch so you start to open up more through your right hip flexors. One more round of breath here. Slowly send your hands back down to frame your left foot. Tuck your right toes, lift your knee. Forward fold, top of your mat, right foot meets left. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Fold, exhale, relax. Inhale, chair, last time here. Sit low, reach up. Exhale, sink your hips a tiny bit further back. Final breath in, lift through your chest. Fold, exhale, let it out. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana, hands down, feet back, your journey, high plank to low, all the way back to your downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. Gently release that exhale. Right heel to the sky, three-legged dog, inhale. Knee to nose, exhale, round your spine, shift forward. Inhale, three-legged dog, right heel up. Knee to nose, second time, exhale, rock your body forward. Inhale, three-legged dog, lift through the right heel. Last time, knee to nose, exhale, and hold. Hug your thigh in tight to your chest, press through your palms, open your shoulder blades, take one more breath in. Step through your hands, runner's lunge, exhale. High crescent lunge, breathe and rise all the way up. Press again firmly through both feet. Feel your left hip hug forward as your right hip pulls back. Send your heart skyward. Take a breath in. Sink down deeper into your front knee. Exhale. One more slow breath in right here. Warrior two, exhale, pivot open to your left, tee out your arms. Stay bent through your front knee. Feel that right knee rotating open towards your pinky toe. Belly draws into spine as you scoop your tailbone under. Gaze forward, let your right palm flip to face the sky. Inhale, reverse warrior, right hand goes up and back. From here, can you wrap your left arm around your low back in order to get a little bit more opening through the front of your left shoulder? Lifting up and away from your right hip through your right fingertips, can you deepen your side bend? One more breath in. Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame your right foot, step your right toes back, take your journey high plank to low, all the way back to your downward facing dog. Once you are in that down dog, take a breath in and gently release that breath out. Left side, inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, round your spine, shift forward. Inhale, kick your left heel back up. Second round, knee to nose, rock forward, strong core. Inhale, three-legged dog, lift up. Exhale, knee to nose, and hold. Hug your thigh in as close as you can. Open through your shoulder blades. Inhale. Runner's lunge, exhale, step on through. High crescent, breathe in, rise up, stand tall, hands to the sky. Give yourself a few breaths here. As your right toes press down, can you pull your right hip forward, hug your left hip back. Lengthen downward through your tailbone, upward through your heart. Big breath in. Sink into that front knee, exhale. Final inhale right here. Warrior two, exhale, right heel down, tee open to your right. Stay committed to that lunge in your front knee, gaze forward over your left fingertips. Once again, hug your navel in, feel your tailbone tuck. Left palm flips to face the sky. Inhale, reverse warrior, left hand high and back. Wrap this time that right arm around your low back. Feel as your right shoulder pulls back slightly, and then can you lift your left armpit up and away from your left hip? Take one more breath in. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, hands to the ground. Left toes meet right, your journey back to downward facing dog. So we'll go through that sun B a couple more times. Each time we go through it, we're going to tack on a little bit more to the tail end to get a little bit more dynamic with the poses. So as you find down dog each time, can you slow down, reset, and connect with your breath once more? All together, take a big inhale. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Right heel high, inhale, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, exhale, round your spine, shift forward. Inhale, send it back up. Listen for the first change. Right knee, right armpit, exhale, shift forward, use your obliques and tap. Inhale, three-legged dog, right heel high. Exhale, right knee to left armpit, find that twist under your belly. Inhale, three-legged dog, right heel up. Exhale, runner's lunge, step your foot through your hands. High crescent lunge, inhale, rise up, stand tall. Warrior two, exhale, open left. Reverse warrior, take your right hand up and back, fill your lungs. Extended side angle, here's the add-on, right arm down. Left hand swims up and overhead beyond your left ear. Can you scoop your right hip under and then roll your left side body back? Take one more breath here. Inhale, warrior two, rise back up, tee the arms. Stay for the exhale. Straighten your front leg, inhale. Triangle pose, exhale, draw your hips back, reach that right hand forward as far as you can, and then let it fall as your left hand reaches up to the sky. Can you keep the hips pulling back away from your right toes? Find that nice stretch to the inner line of your right thigh, roll open through your heart. One more breath in. One more breath out. Reverse warrior, bend your front knee. Inhale, sweep that right hand up and back. Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale, hands to the ground. Right toes meet left, come back to your downward facing dog. Left heel rises, inhale, three-legged. Knee to nose, exhale, shift forward. Inhale, three-legged dog, left heel up. Exhale, left knee, left armpit, squeeze forward and tap. Inhale, three-legged dog, left heel up. Exhale, twist left knee to right armpit. Inhale to the sky, fill up. Exhale, runner's lunge, step your left foot through your hands. High crescent, inhale, rise up, stand tall. Warrior two, exhale, open right. Reverse warrior, left hand up and back. Extended side angle, exhale, pivot forward, left hand down, swim that right hand up beyond your right ear. Give yourself a moment here, tuck your tailbone down, tuck your left hip under, and then roll open through your right side body. One more round of breath. Warrior two, inhale, rise up. Stay for the exhale. Straighten your front knee, big breath in. Trikonasana, triangle pose, pull your hips back, left hand reaches forward and down, right hand up to the air. Taking the next few breaths here, can you one more time pull back through your hips like you could bring your left hip further away from your left toes. Breathing into this space, trying to create a little bit more opening through the inner line of your left thigh. Reverse warrior, inhale, bend your left knee, shift your left hand up and back. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, hands come down, left toes meet right. Make your way back to your downward facing dog. All right, yogis, we'll go through that one more time, changing it up just a little bit more for our third round. Take one more big breath in. This time, open mouth, exhale, let it go. Inhale, send your right heel high, three-legged dog. Exhale, scorpion tail, bend your knee, stack your hips, reach that right kneecap to the sky. Pause here for a second, Press your right armpit back down towards your mat and then see if you can lift that right kneecap a little bit higher. Take one more breath in. Exhale, runner's lunge. Step that right foot through your hands. High crescent lunge. Inhale, rise up. Stand nice and tall. Warrior two, exhale, open left. Reverse warrior, inhale, right hand up. Extended side angle, exhale, pivot forward. Come back to that warrior two. Straighten your front knee as you do. Inhale. Triangle pose, exhale, hips draw back, right hand down, left hand high. Stay here, take a big breath in. Wide-legged forward fold, exhale, spin your chest down between your legs, turn your right toes to face the same way your left toes face. Can you press down through the blade edges of both feet? And then maybe start to rock more weight with your toes, let your heels get a little lighter, let your crown get a little heavier towards the earth. Take the next 3 or so breaths here, any variation that calls to you. Let your hands settle to the ground beneath your shoulders. Lift halfway, inhale, flat back. Skandasana to the back of your mat. Exhale, bend your left knee, sink your butt low, right toe swivel to face the sky. You can let your left heel remain elevated if that feels better in your body. You can keep your hands grounded if the stability is better for you. Otherwise, you have the option to bring your hands to heart center. Wherever you are, hug your belly in tight towards your spine. Feel your tailbone tuck down towards your mat, the crown of your head lift high. Take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. Inhale here, prepare to move. Runner's lunge to the top of your mat. Exhale, square off over that right leg. Easy twist. Inhale, right hand to the sky. Look up towards your right thumb. Exhale, lizard lunge. Right hand comes down inside your right ankle. Toe heel that right foot out to the edge of your mat. And then take a moment here to settle into whatever depth you like. So maybe you lower down onto your left knee. Maybe you start to drop your elbows towards something, the ground or a prop of any variety. And then can you check in with yourself again? Are you gripping anywhere? Are you clenching your jaw or squeezing your eyelids shut? If you are, can you actively remind yourself to relax right there? Take 3 more breaths. Slowly start to make your way back to your active lizard lunge. Come to the palms of your hands. Remove any props away from your mat. Get them out of your way. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Listen carefully here. Step your right leg back to meet your left. Zip your inseams together like you had 1 leg, not 2. Slow and steady. Roll open to the right side of your space. Right hand high, side plank. Keep pressing your left hand down. Lift up through the entire right side of your body. You have the option here to stack your feet or stagger them for a little bit more stability. Hug your belly in. Inhale, lift that right side, right hand a little higher. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, right hand down, high plank to low. Come back to your down dog. Come back to that space where you can connect with your breath once more. Feel everything slow and circle back in. We've got 1 more side to move through before we shift gears. Take a slow inhale and an even slower exhale. Inhale, left heel high, 3-legged dog. Scorpion tail, exhale, bend your knees, stack your hips, lift that left kneecap high. Take a second to pause here and then dial your left armpit down towards your mat. Can you squeeze your left heel closer to your bum? Lift that left kneecap a tiny bit higher. Take 1 more breath in. Runner's lunge, exhale, step your left foot through your hands. Here we go. High crescent lunge. Inhale, rise up. Warrior two, exhale, open right. Reverse warrior, left hand up. Inhale. Extended side angle. Exhale, shift forward. Back up to warrior two. Inhale, straighten your front knee. Triangle pose. Exhale, draw your hips back. Left hand drops down. Stay for the inhale. Wide-legged fold. Exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana. Swivel your left toes. Melt your chest down between your thighs. And we'll stay here a little bit longer this time than we did on the first round. So if you would like to toy around with an inversion of any kind, headstand, supported headstand, let yourself have the opportunity to play. And if staying here in this fold is a better option for you, maybe you take a different arm variation. Maybe you grab for the outside edges of your ankles. Maybe you swim your hands behind you and interlace your fingers. Taking your next couple breaths here just to soften into your variation of choice. If you are in an inverted position, can you slowly bring your toes back down to land? All together, release your hands to the ground beneath your shoulders. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Skandasana, back of your mat. Exhale, bend your right knee, drop your butt low, left toe swivel to the sky as that left knee straightens out. Once again, place your hands wherever they need to go to best work for your body, to the ground for support, to heart center for a little challenge. Hug in tight through your navel, let your tailbone pull down, crown lift up. Preparing to move, take a big breath in. Runner's lunge to the top of your mat. Exhale, square off over that left thigh. Easy twist. Inhale, left hand up into the air. Exhale, lizard lunge. Left hand comes down inside your left ankle as you gently toe heel that left foot open. Give yourself the space to soften into whatever depth you'd like here. Maybe your back knee comes down. Maybe your forearms begin to come down. And then once again, can you wash any tension or any gripping away from your body with your cleansing deep breath? Giving yourself the next 4 or 5 breaths just to soften here, to let your hips get heavier, to let that left hip open and breathe. From here, make your way back to your active lizard lunge. Come to the palms of your hands, the ball of your back foot. Bring your left foot back to meet your right. Zip the inseams of your pant legs together. Slowly roll open to your left side plank as your left fingertips lift for the sky. Stacking or staggering your feet, whatever feels right for you here, and then hug your belly in strong. Can you rainbow up the left side of your body a little bit higher? Take one more inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Left hand comes down, high to low plank as you make your way back to your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, and release some heat. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Step all the way through your hands, find a seat on your bum. Whew. So we'll take a second here just to slow down a bit. So if you want to take a sip of water here, towel off any sweat, you've got the moment to do that. Maybe about 30 seconds or so. And then as you're ready, lay on down to your backs. So as you're on your back, hug your knees into your chest to really feel the entire length of your low back meet your mat. And then bring your knees forward a little until they stack directly over your hips. Keep your feet active. You can flex or point your toes, whatever works better for you. Can you actively pull your low belly down to really secure your low spine to the earth? Hands interlaced behind your head as your elbows come wide. Keep your low back down. Keep your elbows nice and open here. Big breath in. Exhale, bicycle crunch. Left elbow to right knee. Extend your left leg out. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. Kick the right leg out. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, bicycle crunch to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch over to your left. Those are the moves here. Keep going with your breath. Can you focus on keeping your knees actively secured over your hips so that it's a matter of bringing your elbow to your knee and not your knee to your elbow. It makes this more challenging. You are more than halfway through your time here. Keep your elbows wide, keep your throat open. Last 10, 9, 8. Stay with your breath for 7, 6, 5. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your shoulder blades down to the earth. Hug your thighs into your chest. Give yourself a little rock, perhaps side to side. Excuse me. And then finding your way to stillness, grab behind the bend of your knee. Start to rock and roll the length of your spine forward and backward. Gather up your momentum until you can come all the way into your boat pose. Balancing here on your sit bones. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Release your fingertips away from your shoulders, reaching towards your toenails here. Hug your belly and lift up through your heart. You're here for 5, 4, 3. Finding movement in 2, 1. Low boat. Inhale, open up, hover your shoulders and heels. Exhale, high boat, come right back up. Inhale, low boat, open up. Exhale, high boat, squeeze and lift. Inhale, low. Exhale, high. 2 more. Yes, you can. Low boat. Breathe in. Exhale, high boat. Last one. You've got this. Inhale, low. Exhale, high. Release your feet back down to the ground. Make your way back to your down dog any way that works for you. If you want to cross the ankles and plant the hands, step back that way, you can. If you want to roll through a chaturanga, maybe you hang out in up dog for an extra breath just to stretch your abdomen a little bit more. And then as you make your way back to down dog, just hold space there. Take the moment to reconnect with your breath. Deep inhale through your nose. And a deep exhale through your nose. Inhale, right heel rises, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, round your spine, shift forward. Inhale, 3-legged dog, kick that right heel up. Exhale, right knee, right armpit. Inhale, right heel rises to the sky. Exhale, right knee, left armpit. Wild thing, kick that right leg through, sweep your left hand into the sky. Feel your chest roll open as you press the earth away and lift your hips a little higher. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale, left hand to the ground. Send your right heel back up, 3-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, runner's lunge. Step through your hands. High crescent lunge. Inhale, rise up, stand tall. Warrior 3. Exhale, launch forward off your back foot. Send your heart away from your left toes. Any arm variation that serves you here. Hands can airplane behind you, find heart center, or keep reaching forward. Can you flex your left ankle and dial your left hip down to face the earth? Take 1 more breath in. Standing split, exhale, dive down over your right leg. Keep reaching your left heel high. Can you look down your body all the way and spot your left toes? If you see your left toes, make sure that all 5 of them are facing the earth. And then tapping into the strength of your left glutes and hamstrings. Breathe in, lift that heel 1 inch higher. Stay for the exhale. Last breath in right here. Exhale, Shiva squat. Bend both knees. Drag your left knee behind your right ankle. Inhale, come back to your standing split, left toes to the sky. Exhale, Shiva squat again, bend both knees, left crosses behind right. Inhale, standing split. Exhale, Shiva squat. This time, sink all the way down until you find a seat on the earth. So here we are. You've got your right knee bent up and over. Right ankle is outside your left knee. Left heel is outside your right hip. Whew, check in here. And if your right sit bone is having a difficult time pressing down into the ground, extend your left leg out in front of you and then feel both sits bones root. Bring your right hand back behind you like a kickstand. Left hand to the sky. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to twist. Hook your left elbow outside your right knee. Let your gaze trace over your right shoulder as you twist. We'll give ourselves a few breaths here. With every inhale, can you sit up just a little bit taller? With every exhale, can you take that twist just a tiny bit deeper? Really hug your belly in towards your spine to create that deeper twist. One more breath in. And one more breath out. Slowly unwind, come back to face the front of your mat. If your left leg is straight, go ahead and bend it again so your left heel comes back outside your right hip. You can do this next movement in any way that works for you. If you can do it gracefully, more power to you. If not, that's cool too. We're coming back to a standing split. So your right foot roots down, you send your left foot back into the sky. All right, yogis, take a big inhale, lift through your left heel. Forward fold, exhale, left foot meets right. Halfway lift, inhale, length. Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale, high plank to low. Your journey back once more to your downward facing dog. Slow breath in. And slow breath out. Inhale, left heel rises, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, round your spine, shift forward. Inhale, three-legged dog, left heel up. Left knee, left armpit, exhale, and tap. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to right armpit, twist. Wild thing, kick that left leg through, sweep your right hand up into the air. Can you press into the earth to lift up a little bit higher? Feel your chest and abdomen open. One more breath in. Exhale, right hand returns to the earth. Come back, three-legged dog. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, runner's lunge. Step your left foot through your hands. High crescent lunge. Inhale, rise up, stand tall. Warrior three, exhale, launch forward, balance on your left foot as you reach your right heel back behind you. Woo. Feel the crown of your head extend towards the front of your space. Actively flex your right ankle so you can level out your right hip. Take one more breath in. Standing split, exhale, gently dive down, heart hovers over that left knee. If you can look down the length of your body and spot your right toes, do so, and then make sure all 5 of those toes are spiraling down to face the ground. Can you lift your right heel a little bit higher? Big breath in. Stay for the exhale. Breathe in. Shiva squat, exhale, bend both knees, right crosses behind left. Inhale, standing split, right heel back up. Exhale, Shiva squat, second time. Inhale, standing split, lift the right heel. Exhale, third Shiva squat, this time come all the way down until you find a seat on the earth. So now we've got the left knee tented up and over, left ankle outside, right knee, right heel outside, right heel, left hip. If your left sit bone is rising up, extend your right leg out in front of you, root down firmly. Take your left hand behind your bum, press through your palm. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, twist, hook right elbow to left knee, gaze over your left shoulder. With every breath in, can you once again get a little bit taller? And with that breath out, can you take your twist just a little bit deeper, looking over that left shoulder? Keep hugging your navel in towards your spine to support this twist. One more breath here. Slowly unwind, turn back to face the top edge of your mat. If your right knee is straight, bend it again, bring that right heel outside your left hip, and then as gracefully or as ungracefully as you can, come back to your standing split. Left foot is your base, right leg reaches to the sky. Deep breath in. Forward fold, exhale, right foot meets left, halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale, palms down, feet back. Take it high plank to low. As you settle back into your downward facing dog, take a few big breaths. In through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, let out a little bit of warmth. Right heel rises, inhale, three-legged dog. Scorpion tail, exhale, bend your knees, stack your hips. Option here to flip your dog or to trace that right kneecap in big planetary circles on your ceiling. If you are flipping your dog, land as quietly as you can wherever you are. Take 2 more breaths. Flip dog, slowly make your way back over all together. Scorpion tail, right knee still bent, right kneecap in the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, right knee to right armpit. Slow and steady, glide that right knee down to your wrist and then kick your heel towards your left hand. Let your left leg grow long behind you. We're setting up for our half pigeon pose. Take a second here, make sure your body weight is squared evenly across both knees. Lengthen upward through the spine, and then if you choose to fold down over your right leg, can you do so without scrunching your shoulders to your ears? If you prefer taking half pigeon from your back, you can flip over onto your back, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and pull your left thigh towards your chest using both hands. We'll be here in this half pigeon for about a minute. So if you want to toy around with any other variation, you have the time to do so. And if the variation that you've chosen today is exactly where you already are, can you take a scan of your body and then find out if you're gripping or holding on or resisting in any way? And imagine you could send those deep, clarifying breaths into those tight, grippy spaces and release all that crap that no longer serves you, that holds you back from settling deeper into this pose. Last 3 breaths here, y'all. All right, yogis, if you are on your back, you'll make your way up to a seat. If you are folded down over your right leg, lift back up, shoulders stack over hips. Lean gently onto that right hip and then sweep your left leg up towards the top left corner of your mat so that the sole of your right foot is at the inseam of your left thigh. Your left leg makes sort of the long side of a backwards check mark. Take a big breath in, reach both hands up into the air. Side bend to your left exhale. So you wrap that left arm around the front of your body, reach your right fingertips up and over towards your left toes. Keep rotating your right shoulder open to create space across your chest. Find that juicy stretch through your right side, feeling it mostly from your hip to the bottom of your rib cage. Take 1 more breath here. Inhale as you sweep both hands back up to the sky. Exhale, drop your right hand behind your butt, punch your hips up into the air. Find this little falling star variation. Keep pressing down through your left heel, belly active. Can you lift your hips a little higher? Take 1 more breath in. Exhale, sink your hips back to the earth. Hands find the sky. Inhale, lift up, twist to square off over your left leg. Exhale, Janu Shirshasana, forehead to knee pose. Fold down over your left thigh. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Can you bring your forehead and your knee close to one another? And then check in with your collarbones here. Try to keep them squared over your left thigh. So if your right armpit is rolling open, dial it down. 1 more breath. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Inhale as you rise back up, hands to the sky. Exhale, cross your left leg, hands to the earth, high to low plank as you hop your feet back, make your way all the way into your down dog. Last down dog of our practice today. Slow breath in and slow breath out. Inhale, send your left heel to your knee, stack your hips. Options again to trace that left knee in big planetary circles or to slowly with control flip your dog, landing quietly if that's the option you choose. Wherever you are, can you take 2 more breaths here? Slow and steady, coming back to that scorpion tail. Flip dogs, roll back over. Inhale, reach your left kneecap high. Exhale, left knee, left armpit. Slow and steady, glide that left knee down to your wrist. Kick your left heel towards your right wrist, half pigeon pose. Let your right leg extend behind you. Lengthening through your spine before folding over that left leg if that's the journey you are taking here. Once more, if you prefer half pigeon from your back, take a second and roll over onto your spine. Left ankle crosses over right knee as your hands latch onto your right thigh. And we'll be here on the second side for about 1 more minute. Again, can you take that scan of body? Determine if you're gripping or holding or resisting in any way. And then can you find out how deep you need to make your breath to try softening into those tense spaces? Can you really utilize the power of that breath to get you a little bit further into your posture? Last few breaths here, y'all. Once again, if you are on your back, make your way up to a seat. If you are folded down over this left leg, gently lift back up through your chest. Roll your weight to your left hip as you sweep that right leg up just outside the top right corner of your mat. So now the sole of your left foot is at the inseam of your right thigh. You're making that check mark again. Inhale, both hands up into the sky. Exhale, side bend to the right. Right arm wraps around your belly. Left fingertips glide up and over. Find that uplift and that side stretch. Opening up here all the way from that left hip bone towards the base of your rib cage. Can you draw the left shoulder back a little bit further? Find a little bit more stretch through your waistline. Inhale, draw back through center, reach both hands high. Exhale, left hand back behind you, punch your hips up into the air, open your chest. Take a big breath in. Exhale, sink your hips back down to the ground. Inhale, both hands find the sky, twist off over your right leg. Exhale, forehead to knee, Janu Shirshasana, and fold. Curl your chin towards your chest. Aim to bring your forehead and your knee a little bit closer together. And then check that your left collarbone is squared down over your left thigh. Take your next 2 breaths here. Inhale as you rise all the way back up. Exhale, hands to your side. Extend both of your legs straight out in front of you. Press through your heels, flex your feet, reach your hands out in front of you like a mummy. Take a slow breath in. Using your full exhale, lower as slowly as you possibly can. Bring your back down to the ground behind you. Maybe it takes you more than 1 exhale to lower. The back of your head will be the very last thing to make contact with your mat. And as you find that reclined position, feet come flat to the earth as you walk your heels in towards your bum, kneecaps face the ceiling. Take a second, scoop your tailbone under, belly get strong. Bridge pose, press down through your heels, lift your hips. Option to interlace your hands together behind your back as you start walking your shoulder blades underneath your heart. Soften your glutes a touch here, engage your belly. Can you lift your hips a little bit higher? 2 final breaths here. Stay for the inhale, lift your hips one more time. Exhale, slowly surrender your spine back to the earth from bottom to top. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet come together, knees splay open wide. Left hand rests on your heart, right hand on your belly, and just take the next few breaths here to relax. Reach your hands to the outside edges of your knees. Close your thighs together like book pages and then hug both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, drop both knees left. Find your supine twist. Shoulder blades press into your mat as your collarbones open. Perhaps your gaze starts to swivel over to the right. Just give yourself 3 or so cleansing breaths here. Gently come back through center, hug both knees to your chest. Take a slow breath in. Exhale as you send your knees over to the right. This is our last active pose of our practice this afternoon. So one more time, root your shoulder blades down, open wide through your chest, and perhaps take your gaze over left this time. Slowly come back through center. Give your knees a hug towards your chest. And then wrap both forearms tightly across your shins. Curl up tightly into a ball here. Chin towards chest, forehead towards kneecaps. Take a great big breath in. Exhale, Shavasana. Relax your entire body down to the ground. Legs extend long in front of you. Arms drape softly at your sides. Take a swallow here once again, and then feel your tongue soften away from the roof of your mouth. Feel your jaw relax, your airway open. And just take slow but easy breaths here as you allow yourself to soften and settle into this final resting pose. If you have the gift of time this Tuesday afternoon, you are welcome to hang out in Shavasana however long you may like to. The longer, the better, in my opinion. If you are ready to move on with the rest of your day, slowly start to reintroduce awareness and movement to your body. Begin to deepen your breath. Start to find little wiggles of your fingers, your toes, allowing those movements to travel up the lengths of your limbs into your mid-body, taking up a little bit more space, giving rise to a little bit more of that awake sensation. And as you're ready, take a great big full body stretch. Hands reach up and overhead, toes point towards the top edge of your mat. Fill your lungs one more time. Exhale, draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself one final embrace. Thank this incredible body of yours, not just for showing up today and not just for everything it can do today, but for everything it has once been able to do or will one day be able to do again. And then make your way up to a comfortable seated position, taking your time, moving with care. And then as you find your way to that seat, can you feel your sits bones root, the crown of your head extend upward? Slowly float your hands into the air, let your palms kiss. And then bring your hands down, thumbs passing your third eye for wisdom, your lips for peace, your heart for love. Thank you all very much for choosing to take part in this Zoom class this afternoon, so that even though from our own locations, miles apart from one another, we can still find our sense of community. Namaste.
Namaste.
Whew. Thank you guys so very much. If you have anything to add, any feedback, any questions, please let me know. And other than that, I hope you just have a really wonderful rest of your afternoon, you guys. Thanks, Catherine. Thank you, Cindy. Sydney, thank you for coming. Alexis, thank you. So many yogis here. Sweaty virtual hugs to everybody. There we go. All right, y'all. I'm signing out. Have a beautiful rest of your day.